I'm a better free builder. I'm gonna give you the best settings, some tips and drills and practices that you can do in game to become a better free builder. It doesn't matter if you play on controller or keyboard, PC or console, this is gonna work for everybody. And if you're a complete beginner, this video will definitely help you. And remember, use code RealFacts in the Fortnite item shop. So first off, to improve at free building, you will need a good creative map, because creative is the fastest way to improve. So if you don't have a map, just use my map. It's a clean zero delay 1v1 map, and it's perfect for practicing, and that's what I'm gonna be using this video. So before we even start building, you need to have the perfect zero delay settings. If you can, you need 120 FPS mode on console, but if you can't get it, it's still okay. Also, turn off motion blur. Motion blur gives you input delay. We want to remove anything that gives us more input delay so we can edit faster. Also, make sure to turn off all the replays if you don't use replays, of course, because replays give you a lot of input delay, even if you play on PC. Also, we're gonna turn off all the extra settings like gyro options and keyboard settings if you play on controller, because we don't want any extra settings that we don't use messing with our game. And just to be safe, we're gonna turn everything off. If you use these settings, leave them on, but if you don't, turn them off. First off, this might sound crazy, but some people can't even do consistent 90s. So if you're one of them, just practice your 90s, please. They're actually very important, especially when you're going for high ground. Practice your 90s until you can do them consistently every time, because 90s are very important. When you have your 90s down, make sure to practice double edits until you can do them consistently as well, without messing up. After double edits, make sure to practice triple edits because they are even more important. If you can't get them down consistently, turn on slow mode in my map and practice with slow mode. This way you can get the timing down and just get used to doing triple edits, and when you get this down with slow mode, just make sure to go back to normal and try it again. So now I'm gonna teach you the easiest high ground retake that I know of. You're gonna build up and just drag your walls to one side and place a stair above you and edit the wall in front of you. And you can just repeat this and go in a straight tunnel and just get the high ground. And keep doing this until you're consistent at it. Because the main thing when building is being consistent. If you keep messing up, you're never gonna get high ground in a real game. And you can do this tunnel on both sides, on your left side and your right side. So make sure to learn both sides. And now you can combo the double edits and triple edits with this high ground retake, and you're already gonna look insane. And if this is too hard for you, just make sure to practice with slow mode, because that can really help. So for the next step, we're still gonna do the same retake, but this time when we edit the wall, we're just gonna jump, place another wall and stairs and do the same thing. So this way you can change your direction when you're building. You want to learn this because when you're fighting someone, you always want to switch up your direction so they don't know where you're going. And you can do this on both sides, when you're going left and when you're going right. And always remember to place the stair above you so you're protecting your head. As you can see, I'm always protecting my head when I'm building because I don't want to get shot from above when I'm fighting someone. This is gonna take time and patience, but you can definitely learn this. If this is too hard for you, just use slow motion. This next step is a little bit harder, but it's still not that hard. This time we're gonna do the same thing, but now we're gonna put two cones above us, place two walls in the stair to catch yourself. We're gonna edit the cone, place another wall and edit the wall. This is a good move if you want to catch your opponent off guard and just change directions, and as you can see in full speed it's gonna look like this. And after you edit the wall, you can quickly do two 90s and you're gonna be on high ground. The main thing when you're free building is just to always mix things up, and so I'm teaching you guys a lot of different things, so when you're free building you can practice and do these things consistently. And also, if you didn't know, you can actually place cones super far away and edit them from long distances. So if you have learned all of these things I taught you, you should be able to build like this now. If you still can, then just keep going over the steps, keep practicing and use slow motion to really get your timing down and your movement. Just make sure to practice every day, or let's say every time you play Fortnite, just warm up for 20 minutes and free build. With time, you will see huge progress and huge improvement. This right here is an easy cone tunnel that you can do just to get better at editing, and you can also use this when building. All you have to do is just place a cone on the floor, a wall, and just edit all of it. You can use this in your retakes just like this. Just always remember, when you're doing retakes, it's all about just switching things up and being unpredictable. And you're not gonna learn anything if you don't actually go into game and practice all of these moves and just try to switch things up and just try to combo all the retakes together and try to edit and be consistent. You actually have to go in and practice and try to learn these things. It takes time, but anybody with time can do it, trust me. It might look hard at first, it might look like I'm doing a lot, but for me it's actually easy and it's just in my brain now, because I don't even think when I'm building. If all of this is too hard and fast for you, just try to get used to all the moves with slow motion. Slow motion is a good way to get your timing down, and it's also very good for crosshair placement. Crosshair placement is important because when you have good crosshair placement, you're making smaller adjustments to your aim, so you can actually do the edits way faster. With this, you can try to learn new moves and just try to combo everything together. Another move you should learn are side jumps. Side jumps are a good move for when your opponent tries to block you from above. In real fights, side jumps are very useful. If you want to get even better, I would suggest you go into creative and just mess around and just do a lot of different moves that you've never done before. Just do random edits, try to do some random side jumps, random cone jumps, anything that comes to your mind. Make sure you're consistent and make sure you're always improving. Every time you play Fortnite, just warm up for at least like 10 minutes. And remember to actually apply these things you learned today in game and in actual fights so you can start winning more fights. You're not gonna always need to be so flashy and do high ground retakes in real fights, but it's good to know them because sometimes they're gonna come in handy. Fortnite is not just about free building or just about fighting. You need to learn all aspects of the game to become a good player, and free building is one of them. If you become a good free builder, you will definitely become a better fighter as well because you're just gonna be comfortable with your builds. So make sure to play some ranked or play some 1v1s and just make sure to use these things you learned today in actual fights. And if you want to win more fights in real games, make sure to always keep your high ground. And if you don't have high ground, just use the high ground retakes I taught you today and just free build your way to the high ground. And when you're fighting someone, always look for opportunities with beast control. You want to use builds to your advantage. Another thing I quickly want to touch on is actually the way you play with your controller. I'm not going to talk about keyboard because I don't really play on keyboard, but as you guys can see, I play claw, and I know a lot of you guys don't play claw or you don't even have paddles on your back, and I would suggest learn claw or maybe get a controller with paddles. That will make it way easier to free build and just overall play the game. So if you can, try to get a custom controller or you can learn claw. I have a claw tutorial on my channel, so if you want, you can go check that out. And if you still need a good map to practice on, try my map. It has the slow motion I talked about. It has a faster slow-mo, a slower slow-mo. You can change the colors. You can also even turn on music in the background to listen to. It's pretty chill. It's like some lo-fi beats. And this map has 0 delay because I made it in Creative 2.0. So yeah, go try it out. Go check it out for yourself. So yeah, I hope you learned something new today, and I hope I actually helped you learn something. And yeah, remember, just keep practicing. Do this every day, or at least like warm up before you play the game. And just remember, it's all about the timing to get your edits fast, and for the retakes, it's all about memory and just consistency. So you need to practice to get that really down. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and just thank you guys for everything, all the support. I'm growing so fast, like I never thought this would happen. So I love you guys, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.